right, welcome to Vegas Unwrapped. We're coming to you live from the Waywalker studio at Vegas All Net Radio. And you'll notice some new faces at this point in the show. To my right, to Cash's left, is our guest in this segment, Mr. Josh Cordova. We'll get to him in a second. And joining us also at the podium is the final vixen herself. April Freed is here with us. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Glad you can join us. And Josh, more importantly, welcome to Vegas Unwrapped, man.
Thank you.
And I understand you're from Colorado. What brought you to Vegas? Better weather, obviously, I would take it, right? Got out of that cold and chilly Colorado weather, yes?
Oh, very much.
Very much.
Chilly. They got 19 feet of snow.
I know. That's exactly right. Josh comes to us today, and I have to say, thank goodness for the power of social media. You know, I've been posting like a wild man on certain websites to promote Vegas on the radio, and I have to say it's actually working because Josh here responded to one of those posts because of his organization and trying to spread the word. It's an organization called Utopia Project.net is the name of the website. And before we get into what that's about and all that, I want our audience to learn more about you, your background, get to, so we can kind of have a little build up to what Utopia Project is. So say hello to our audience and share with them who you are and what you're all about.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Josh, and this is kind of a hard story to tell. I started out in the worst of situations. I was brought up in the system as an orphan. My mom gave me up when I was about 2, from what I've been told. She had some mental issues. And the system was not kind to me, which is where I got my experience and why I started my project. I was institutionalized several times and ended up doing what most kids in my situation end up doing, getting in trouble. I've been to prison twice. The first time when I was very young, 14. The second time when I was, actually just a few years ago, I just got out. I just got back from Iraq and caught my wife in bed with another man.
Oh, hey, there you go.
That would have put me in prison, too.
Wow.
So what I ended up doing was in 2005, I decided that I wanted to make a change. And that's pretty much why I came here to talk. Because of who I am and the environment that I grew up in, I realized that there's so much that people wish they could do something about but aren't, or they're doing very little about because they have to spend most of their time fundraising. Mm-hmm. I'm here to change that.
I love that. Anybody with a quick follow-up? You looked like you were about to ask a question.
Oh, that's amazing. From where you started, from concept to completion in your life journey so far, just to be able to make that change, or even, there are people that think about making the change, and they're the doers that actually do it. And it sounds like what you have going here is amazing. What an amazing background to.
I'm not entirely sure that most people's upbringing gives them what I would call the fire, the fury to pursue something like this. There are a lot of people that have had tragedies in life. My story is not the worst anybody's ever heard, but the fact is that there are too many of them, especially here in America. This is the land of freedom and opportunity. So a lot of the things, homelessness, PTSD, underprivileged youth, these are all things that are epidemics, not just problems. And people want to change them. They do. They just don't know how or are afraid.
Or they don't think that their contribution is going to make that much of a difference.
Exactly.
I want to jump quickly back to your story because I had a chance right before the show, to be honest with everybody, to read the backstory, and I recommend it highly. Let our audience know where they can go to read what you went through to get to where you are. Where would they find that?
Well, the link for our campaign is on Indiegogo's generosity site. And I don't memorize the link itself, but you can find it on utopiaproject.net.
Okay. And we'll be able to post that on Vegas Unwrapped, yes?
And by the way, it's Utopia with the U. There's no E-U in front, because I was spelling Utopia wrong. And I said, you know what, maybe there's no E in front of it. So it's Utopia, Utopia Project.net.
I will have to ask you off the air.
Why E?
Why the E?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. Let's move on.
I had a thing for Europe, I guess.
Okay.
EU.
He's got a vowel problem.
That's why I have an irritable bowel syndrome. But that's why I majored in math. I can't write to save my life. But anyway, yeah, but definitely check out, because all the links are there, especially to the fundraising site, Generosity, as you mentioned, which once I found the link, I tooled around, and that's where the backstory really gets in depth, is on the Generosity site. So how long is the, first of all, let's backtrack. Let's talk about the Utopia Project component-wise. What makes up the Utopia Project?
Well, the Utopia Project is actually a for-profit business. It's designed to actually privately fund these other organizations that I've started.
Such as?
United Education Fund, which is the main nonprofit for our organization. It's
Okay.
designed specifically to raise and give out money to nonprofits. We want to take the financial burden off nonprofits so they can do what they were designed to do, rather than spend their time raising money.
Okay.
There's also the Unity program, which is going to be a school. It's only a concept at the moment, but think of a school that makes Trump Tower look like a Motel 6.
Wow.
Jeez, that's a
I
heck
think-
of a comparison.
Now, people might ask, why would you want to spend that kind of money? Well, I'm asking why not. Every youth, poor, rich, and the rich do get this, but every youth, poor, rich, deserves the best education in the best environment, and that goes for teachers as well. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Sliders. It's an old sci-fi TV show. There was an episode where they slid into an alternate dimension that had a kind of a reversal of fortune. If you were a genius or academic scholar, you were a star, a pro star. Like where football players are, that's where the educators are.
Gotcha.
And where football players are, that's where they educate. It's kind of vice versa.
Sure, sure.
I don't see anything wrong with that concept. Absolutely nothing at all.
Not at all.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous when you hear what these athletes are actually making, and they come away with, even if they're injured. It's like unbelievable. I look at my son. I'm like, if that's just money you don't hear. I mean, that's money that I will never see. I know that I won't. Unless I hit mega bucks, in this lifetime. But I think you're right. I mean, you do find yourself when you're struggling, even as a single mom, I find myself trying to figure out the tools on how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I feel like I did that at an early age because my parents were divorced. I was kind of left, between them. It's like, okay, kind of figure it out for myself. And I had to make those tools. It's like by the time I figured out how to fill in a college application, it's like, forget it. I have no idea. I had to make those tools for a long time. And sometimes those tools just stop working because you don't know how to work them. But it seems like you've kind of cut through that for, those people that are in a rough patch and kind of show them how to use the right tools to get out of the right situation or in the right situation.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. The problem is that for some reason, at some point in time, the value of the dollar became more valuable than the value of a human life. Think about this. What do professional actors or sports stars give you or contribute to your life? Then ask that same question. What do teachers contribute to your life? Well, let's face it, you can't do anything without teachers. Everybody in this country has some form of education, even if they didn't finish high school. And that's how you begin your life, education. Well, there are some people like myself who were denied or neglected even that basic. And even in public education today, in Colorado in 2008, they cut $600 million from schools to put into roads. I just don't get it.
But the budgetary issues where the money comes and goes, and I agree with you, because at the same time, the Colorado had those issues. Nevada was going through those same things in 08, 9, and 10 with budgets and where the money was coming from. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. But you're right. I mean, the appropriation of where funding is going always leaves one to wonder where the common sense is. So what I'd like to do is we're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get more in depth about the Utopia Project and what the basis is of what your fundraising causes are and how you're looking to generate those funds, which we talked about on the phone, which is quite appropriate around here. So we'll be back with Vegas Unwrapped right after this. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, April Freed, the Vinyl Vixen, guest, moderator, MC, host for this segment, and sitting in the hot seat, Josh Cordova from Utopia Project, UTOPIA Project.net. Also search for it on the site called Generosity, which is a part of Indiegogo. When did they break off to a whole nother fundraising site? I thought it was just Indiegogo, but now I guess Generosity is an offshoot of Indiegogo instead of using their main site.
I can't keep track of them. Kickstart, this, that. It's like,
GoFundMe. Yeah, which one do you choose from, I guess? Are you on them all? Why'd you pick Indiegogo to support
That's
her?
what I was going to
Well, part of my trip across country has been to go to LA, which is where I came from, to here. And I was going to meet the Young Turks, which is an online digital show.
Okay.
They have about 15 million viewers, so I figured
that's not bad.
it would be
That's
great
a good audience.
to get in there. But
Sure.
I was unable to get a hold of them. Anyway, the whole reason that I ended up basically here was because my birthday was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So why not
birthday
spend? Thank
to
you.
you.
Well, why not spend your birthday in Vegas?
There you go. Absolutely.
On St. Patrick's Day.
So do you live here, or are you from LA and you're visiting?
No, I live in Colorado Springs.
Oh, you still are in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're lucky to have you then here in the studio personally for a while. That's nice.
Actually, it was a bit of luck because when I found his ad on Facebook, I called him up and I happened to be here.
That's right. It
Kiss the
worked
Blarney
out.
Stone.
It worked. All right, so let's talk about you're on the Generosity site, and you shared with me when we first chatted what the methodology is behind the fundraising. You're using a certain product or service, if memory stands correct, or you're just looking for the generosity of the people?
Well, here's the thing. In 2005, and I want to backtrack a little bit to your question because I didn't really answer it. The reason I talked about the Young Turks is they got their funding about $250,000 through Indiegogo.
Gotcha.
But the whole point of the United Education Fund is to privately fund organizations. Well, how do you do that? So I've been trying to figure out that answer since 2005. I finally found it. There's a huge market out there for a product that most people are either afraid of or have the wrong idea about or don't really know about, and it's medical marijuana.
God bless you, Josh.
Well, the thing is that a big part of UtopiaProject.net is educating people about this product, what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, dosages, the legalities behind it, traveling with it. Most people don't know you can get on a plane with marijuana now. Just not like 25 pounds.
It's not a brick or a kilo or
24,
or a
yes,
hefty
not
bag.
25.
But if you're carrying enough for your medical purposes and you're going to a legal state, the TSA won't even look at it anymore. So my idea was, and being that this is such a new market, think of alcohol when prohibition was lifted. Imagine you had the biggest distillery ever. Imagine the financial benefits for something like that. Now, most people would think, oh, that's great. If I could do that, I'll put that all money in my pocket. Well, I got everything I need. I'm not a rich person, never have been, so I don't know how to be. I just know how to get what I need. And I have a small apartment with a roommate and a car and income of my own, so I don't need anything else. But I am in a position to create the largest grow in existence in America. And in order to do that, I need to reach my fundraising goals. I have some venture capitalists that are interested, but they want to buy my company, and I'm just not really willing to do that. But it's
so you didn't go to Shark Tank.
But given the legal situation about it, there's a lot of people that are afraid to get into this kind of business. I'm not. I've been to prison twice. If the feds want to come after me for trying to...
I watch Weeds. Nothing will happen.
But the point is that that's a $280 billion market. That could more than fund everything I'm trying to do.
I agree.
And I don't think anybody, even the federal government, would have a problem with that logic.
Not if they could collect taxes on it.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
would definitely have no problem with it.
So looking at the fundraising page, you have different levels of contribution.
Sure.
Can you talk about what the different levels are based on someone's donation and what they're getting in exchange?
Well, the generosity site recommends gifts. So what we're doing is the products that we have are, we've got a couple of little knickknacks, some signatures from vets, thank yous from underprivileged children. But in the higher levels, we start at like $1 donations. We go all the way up to $733. For the $37 donations and up, you are able to sample our medical marijuana products. We're giving gifts of flower products. We're giving gifts of edible products, cannabis, Chiba Chews. We're giving gifts of little tripods for cell phones and Bluetooth controllers, so you can play your video games or watch your movies or whatever without having to hold your phone like this.
Well, to give in the name of April Freed on that website, feel free to give as much as you like.
That's right.
But that's the purpose of the levels.
And I take now because marijuana obviously is not legalized in all the states as of yet for medical usage or whatnot. What if somebody donates from a state where it's not legal?
Well, it actually is posted on the site. There are the sites that are the states that we're able to deliver those gifts in.
Okay, so then let me back. What if someone from one of those states wants to make a contribution? What happens? I mean, obviously you'll take their contribution, I would presume, but what happens in that case? Like if someone from, give me a state where it's not legal, Jersey, it's not legalized in Jersey yet. No. So let's say my sister's here and is back in New Jersey and she wants to help the cause and send a contribution. She obviously forfeits the gifts because she's just making a contribution?
Exactly.
Okay. You don't have hats or T-shirts you can send out?
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
We do have, the level one, when you go for a level 4 gift, all the level 1 gifts are available to you, even if you're out of a state.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No, it sounds like a very simple question, but I want to clarify it for our listeners because there may be people out there that want to contribute, but they're in a state where it's not legal, and I just want to make sure any state can donate. So
that's really
that's
neat.
good.
It's a great idea. It kind of
Absolutely.
reminds me of Ipsy or Birchbox that you get little samples, or Dollar Shave Club for guys. So they get something every single month. I'd contribute every single month to get a little sample of something. I mean something like that. People would do that. I think that would be a really neat idea. Just saying.
That is one of the reasons I came to Vegas.
To get great ideas from people who love weed.
So again, the website is utopiaproject.net, and then you can go to generosity.com if you want to go on a separate link. Look up Utopia Project on there. But your best bet, go to utopiaproject.net. There's a link right in the middle of the page that says our fundraising page. Click here. That'll take you right to the fundraising page for helping the cause. And in there also, you listed all the different nonprofits that you're looking to support through the fundraising efforts. So everything is right there. Is Utopia Project a 501c3?
No, Utopia Project.
You said it was a for-profit.
Yes, Utopia Project is actually a for-profit corporation.
Okay. So there's no tax advantage for someone to make a contribution because you're not a 501c3.
Well, see, that's where the United Education Fund comes in.
Right.
Because when you make a donation to Utopia Project, you're actually making a donation to the United Education Fund.
Perfect.
And we do offer those tax-free those tax write-offs.
Perfect. Okay. Just again, wanted to just clarify that there are tax advantages out there as well. So, all right. Any other questions from the peanut gallery here today?
No, it's just nice to see somebody that knows the difference, knows their nonprofits, knows the company they're running. A lot of people say, well, we're for profit, but we're this, and it sounds sketchy. But you really sound like you have your ducks in a row, and I will definitely put the word out, I know, on my social media. And what a great cause, and how well thought out this is.
Well, one point I want to make is that I've put 11 years of my life into this. Through everything I've done, I served my country while running this business. And I've had a regular job, because every dime that's gone into this business in the last 11 years has come out of my pocket. Research and development is what I've been doing, mostly because I'm poor. I'm not Donald Trump. I don't have a daddy that can give me $40 million to start up. I had to do it on my own. So now I'm trying to cross the finish line. I'm not actually looking for startup capital anymore. I'm looking to cross the finish line. Help me do that.
You're better than any Trump. That's awesome. You trumped that.
Trump.
You hold that Trump card.
Trump squared. Any final thoughts, Mr. Cash?
Yeah, I do. You have to read the backstory, because there are very, very few people that I've met in my 9,000 years on this planet.
He finally admits it.
But the fact of the matter is that to make the comeback that you've achieved, and you're really not even putting much, credit to it. It deserves enough credit on its own. This is a wonderful, wonderful man, folks. And what he's trying to do just emanates with us. I mean, it's just exactly what Vegas Unwrapped and Vegas All Net Radio is all about. This is exactly the type of person and the type of project that we totally 100% support. We're delighted to have you here today.
Thank you.
Your contact information is on the website if someone wants to contact you direct.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you can go again onto utopiaproject.net, check out the backstory, make a donation, or if you have any questions or comments, if you want to contact Josh direct, it's all right there. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. And by the way, thank you for your service.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. All right, more with Vegas Unwrapped on the other side right after this.